Hello everyone, it's me Janelle and you're watching the Genius Primate channel again. So you see, the only reason why I haven't made the previous profile about Sinoceratops was because my phone ran out of the internet and I was trying to get into my grandmother's Spectrum 9D Wi-Fi, but then I just forgot the password. So yeah, my memory is just so old. So today, in this video, I'm going to talk about the new upcoming series and the other types of documentaries that I have made on this Genius Primate channel. I'm going to talk about one by one and what they're about. So let's begin. So the first docu-series I'm going to talk about is called Fauna of Dino Documentaries. This is going to be a series that is going to talk about the different types of prehistoric fauna from many different dino docs. Like, for example, like Walking with Dinosaurs, Dinosaur Planet, Clash of the Dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, Love, Prehistoric Planet. You get the idea. You get the point. Well, I was about to make this series, but until then I got the idea to create the Carnivores documentary. And I'll talk about that later in the video. So, the Fauna of Dino documentaries is very educational. It also talks about the different types of dinosaurs in those different types of dino docs, as well as what they are, as well as they're portrayed, and as well as how many speculation are put in these dinosaurs or other prehistoric fauna. So yeah, on to the next one. So the next series I'm going to talk about is called Animal Kingdom. This is basically where I'm going to talk about the different kinds of animals that exist today. And the only reason why it's called Animal Kingdom because of the most diversity of the modern animals we have, including us. We're in this documentary. Also, for one thing, and what you see here is Earth with God in the background, because God first created Earth for over 4.4 billion years ago, or 4.6 billion years ago, and then it created the life on Earth over 4.4 billion years ago after the planet Theia crashed into Earth. So, yeah, that's the whole lore on this documentary. On to the next one then. So the next docu-series is called Nature's Drugs. It is going to talk about how of the biology of the drugs that nature had created, as well as many different animals that are acted like drugs, and how these natural drugs originated and how they have been created into the drugs we see in pharmacies, as well as in the cigars. You get the idea. Since Nature's Drugs is basically the one where I had commented a lot in most community posts, because I was way too excited and making the jokes about Nature's Drugs. So yeah. Next one, please. The next docu-series we're going to talk about is called Family Tree of Phylogenetics. And it's kind of very interesting because its first trailer was only from a wait, is it called? Oh yeah, from a spinning wheel on what you chose, and I chose Disney Pixar. So yeah, that's the trailer. That's the whole purpose. And what you see here is the phylogeny as well as God right into the beginning, because he's the one responsible for all these fauna, flora, fungi, and other organisms that we have on Earth, since he is the creator after all. Okay, then on to the video. Okay, I mean the next one, sorry. This next docu-series is kind of interesting. It's called Carnivores the Documentary, and it's going to talk about the world of carnivores, Dinosaur Hunter. And we're talking about many different dinosaurs in carnivores, as well as many prehistoric fauna that are in carnivores, and how these fauna, those so-called aliens, are actually animals of Earth, just being more mutated and highly evolved to become even more weird and exotic. You know what I mean. These dinosaurs are basically based on the outdated depictions of dinosaurs and other prehistoric fauna. And I'm just going to talk about this biology of many different types of species as well as their ecosystems and what they're native to. Very interesting. The next one, please. The next docu-series is also kind of interesting. This is called Ark, the documentary. This is going to teach you about different animals that are in the island of Ark. The game Ark, Ark Survival, and Ark Survival Evolve. You know, you get the idea. The whole franchise, as well as the many different fauna that are in this documentary. Video game. So yeah, it's gonna have these gigantic species that are in this series. We're also going to talk about the biology and how they were named and how they evolved from. You know, you get the idea. They're just highly evolved versions of their ancestors. Just even more bigger, stronger, mightier. Kinda bug and kinda snack. Try to catch them in your trap. Feed somebody and you'll see we are whatever you eat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't get it out of my head. Now, the next docu-series is called The Biology of Bug Snacks. This is going to talk about the biology of the different types of bug snacks and snack tooth and broken tooth. You know, from the video game Bug Snacks. No one ever talks about the biology of the bug snacks. Until now, the genius primate as I am, going to talk about the biology and the diversity and the ecology of the many different types of bug snacks shown in the game. It's kind of very interesting, to say the least. Right, next one. This next one is kind of very interesting. This is called Cryptids, the Zoology of the Mysterious. And this is gonna teach you about the many different types of cryptids of many folklore and legends that have these types of animals. Those included, but not limited to, gnome, smurf, cat, strawberry elephant, longnecks monster, Bigfoot, yeti, snipe, marsupilami, makalamembe, chupacabra, jackalope, and the Mothman and the Thunderbird. You know, there's a lot of cryptids that I need to explain. You know how many of these cryptids are there. Maybe I'll actually have another endless series, just like Prehistory Profile. This is very interesting. This is the first time I had to talk about the biology of Kevin, the snipe from Up. No one ever talked about Kevin on YouTube until I will talk about the biology of Kevin, as well as the many other different cryptids that are in this video, what you're seeing here in this docu-series. This is very interesting. Kind of wanted to see it now and trying to create it now. Those animals are kind of diverse. Okay, on to the next one then. Next docu-series is kind of interesting, to say the least. It's called the Bloop Monster Whale, and it's based on a true story of a blooping sound that had been recorded in the late 1990s into the early 2000s. And it once thought to be a crack in the iceberg. Turns out that there's a gigantic whale in the ocean. And what you see here is like kind of an island with a scuba diver. The small guy you see here is the scuba diver being eaten by the megalodon and then being eaten by the bloop, since he is the largest whale, the largest mammalian predator to ever live and to ever exist. Wow. This next docu-series is kind of interesting as well. This one is about Jurassic World, called Jurassic World the Documentary, and this is kind of an educational version of Jurassic World, or the Jurassic franchise, that's basically teaching you about the many different fauna of prehistoric life to existed on the Jurassic franchise. From the Tyrannosaurus Rex to the Velociraptor and to Robus aka Deinonychus to the Gallimimus, to get the point. There's a lot of dinosaurs in the Jurassic franchise. There's way too many. I guess it might be endless. I think I'm gonna have to make another endless series. Again, this is very good for your kids, your families alike. You know, this is kind of educational at the least. And it shows a lot about the biology of many different types of organisms shown in Jurassic World, at least in my perspective. This is kind of good. This is the one I really loved the most since Jurassic World was my childhood. I watched Jurassic World when I was 5 years old, and I couldn't stop resisting loving dinosaurs. Boy, God created me, and now I love dinosaurs even more. Okay, next one. This next documentary is called After Man. I know there's a documentary already called After Man, but this is actually a reboot of this. And this is actually going to talk about a lot more information. And it doesn't have the claymation. Well, it does have some claymation clips of the After Man original documentary, but yeah. This is basically going to talk about the many different kinds of speculative future animals that are evolved from the modern day animals we all know about. Then we have different types of environments, being the temperate forests and grasslands, carnivorous forests, polar regions and Arctic circles, deserts, tropical grasslands, tropical forests, and islands and island continents, each in their very own respective placements. And it's kind of great in my perspective. Yeah, okay, this is kind of okay. I really loved speculative evolution because has a lot more information about the many different life forms of planet Earth. Okay, next one, please. This next one is kind of surprising for you, but this is called Primal the Documentary, with its prospective owner of the series of Primal, Genin Tawasowski's, which I guess this is supposed to be the original creator of Hotel Transylvania. I just simply don't know. I just saw Kenny Tarkovsky, and when I think of that, I think of Primal, since it is shown here. This is basically going to talk about the different biologies of many different types of animals shown in the Primal series, as well as how they are, how they're accurate, how they're portrayed nicely or badly, you know, if they're accurate or not. But yeah, sometimes Primal isn't accurate, but it also sometimes has a lot of information of the different fauna of Ken Tawasowski's Primal. This is kind of interesting, to say the least. I really loved Primal when I was 9 years old, or I guess 10. Oh, okay. Now, the last docu-series I'm going to talk about, it's called Skull Island the Documentary. This is going to talk about the different kinds of fauna of Skull Island, as well as the famous, popular great ape we all know of, King Kong. Don't get confused by the Monsterverse Kong. Anyway, Skull Island, the documentary, basically takes place on Skull Island, and it basically talks about the many different diverse fauna of Skull Island in its perspective order, since it is very long after all. It has the many different types of episodes. Well, I guess. I just simply don't know. Maybe it could be made like for some other year or some other month, I guess. But I'm just not too sure. Well, I'm gonna make this documentary because Skull Island was my favorite, since it has a lot of evolutionary arms races of the many different fauna of Skull Island. As I watched the first episode of Fauna Skull Island, the Dino Facts, by the way, and I really enjoyed it too much. Yeah, I'm getting even more information about the Skull Island fauna. And yeah, it's very good in my perspective when it was released. When it will be released. Sorry about that. Alright, that's about it. And if you liked the video then, please leave a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe to watch more biology videos on the Genius Prime channel if you want to learn more about biology facts. Also, the previously profiled Sinoceratops will be under construction because of the phone of mine that makes the music. The original soundtrack is going to be the Rodeo Stampede Chinese level because it sounds so natural. I really love it. This soundtrack's of Rodeo Stampede. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.